Yes, yes. I know there's dozens of you having fun there, so don't at me. And I'm happy for y'all. But let's face it, EverQuest's latest TLP server, Fangbreaker, has been a flop. Just a few months in, and it's been hitting medium server population for a while now, which is really, really fast in TLP terms. So, what led to this? Well, if you saw the last video, Daybreak's parent company seems to be implicitly blaming it on THJ, but that's probably more just cope to try to save some management jobs than reality. The amount of players from that THJ pool that would have been newly monetizable for Daybreak is likely few and far between, especially as it's more or less an ARPG and not even an MMORPG at all. Since it's a hypothetical, I guess, no one could prove that one way or the other, anyways. Personally, I think the answer is more due to a fundamental misunderstanding of their TLP player base. This is probably best summarized in their launch post under the reasoning behind the quote unquote slow initial unlocks part of the rule set, which reads: the fact is, the population on every progression server declines as more and more expansions unlock. So, to keep a healthy server population for a longer period, we are extending the unlock time within some of the early expansions. We hope the slower initial progression leads to a longer, healthier progression server over the lifespan of the server. So, first of all, whoever wrote this down should be moved off all TLP related work and do something like overseer quests in the future. Good Lord. The main reason people quickly crash out of TLPs is game-breaking bugs. Here I'm thinking of stuff like Oakwind, when a big plat dupe coincided with one of the main server features, getting bonus AAXP for legacy characters, not working. And the reason people slowly crash out on TLPs is boredom. That is, getting stuck in the same era for way too long and slowly drifting off because there's very little group content. Planes of Power is probably the most egregious case of this. Why would someone want to stay sub for 4 months of that, and Eldon, when there's no missions, no partisans, no mercs? Like, what do they realistically think is keeping people engaged for that long? Sure, there's probably some group of players out there who want to play EQ in a museum setting, but with some modern quality of life adjustments. And there's already Agnar for those players, if they want to play live instead of P99 or Quorum. And there's probably some out there who could be recaptured to come try a new EverQuest experience by way of a decent advertising budget. But that is just not their current TLP player base. So what does the actual TLP player look like? And again, I'm not talking about the ones who come check out a launch and bail after a month or two, or the ones who don't even play on TLPs but talk endlessly about them on the forums, but instead the ones who stick around and play through the eras and sub for years at a time. Well, that's an easy one to answer, and it's right there in the name of the servers. That is progression. That's what they're looking for, progressing through the game, knocking out content, and moving along in a timely fashion. And that brings us to the unlock cadence, which needs to be faster, just overall, not on any specific server, not slower, to keep the players engaged. Sure, give a bunch of bonuses and stuff to make up for the increased speeds so players can keep up to where they would have been in that era, but who's really signing up at this point for a server that's going to take 7 years to complete, thinking that's realistic? Right now, if you look at server select, you've got like 10 active TLPs, which is way too many to be supported by the player base. Many of those are pretty much dead. Even Tormax, launched last year, has a low population. To me, it feels like the sweet spot on unlocks is about how Vanicky was, with 2 to 3 years to hit live. Forget the silly level lock shenanigans. So you'd end up collapsing all those TLPs down in the future to say Agnar plus three others running concurrently. That also have the benefit of helping the player base who doesn't want to find a box find other players to run with. In any case, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and let's hope they do better in the future. On the bright side, at least you can get VT gear before Emperor has been killed on Fangbreaker. Good luck out there, everyone.